Alright, hey everyone. Some dude here. I'm not sure what I've named this channel yet, but I'm here at the JLC private museum in their factory, and I'm here for a little tour. This is going to be probably a very long video from what you can already see. And I do apologize if I'll have to charge my phone or something, have an interruption in between here and there. But I'm going to do my best to give you some quality content, a lot of interesting stories about the brand, and yeah, without further ado, I rely on you.
Perfect. So this is the archives, the memory of Jaeger LeCoultre. From everything, from industrial plant, from machine, watches, everything could have been invented in Jaeger. All the conception of the movement on the other side, on those ledger here, from the catalog as well, all the marketing tools we have made in the past, any firewall, from spare parts, any movement you can think we had in the past, 1949s, you have all the spare parts, we keep them very safe here. If in case we have to look after some of the pieces of the museum or customer piece, everything is here. And you can see the technical drawing of the reverso that we use for the patent. Those one are copies, the original one are very safe.
Okay. So this over here is the original
drawing for the reverso, yeah.
Okay, the patented.
The technical drawing for the patent. Drawings for reverso.
Just like rough sketches.
Yeah. And here all the conception, so you can see after, if you're a bit curious, you can see price list here. On top we have 150 feet.
Wait, what kind of price list from which year?
This one is price list from 1947 to 1980.
This is the price list for... So will you still honor those prices?
No.
Okay.
It's just for reference.
I was just asking.
You have the plans of Atmos, how is the different Atmos are working, the plans are keep safe here. Yeah, everything about Jaeger, it's our memory in this one.
Wow. And it just stretches on and on.
And you see all the pinions for old 17 line movement, the remontoir, the wheels, everything is kept very safe. And if you want to see how it looks like inside, in each drawer you have like 40 to 50 little box with some spare part inside.
And if we don't have the spare parts, we still have the switches.
Yeah, so basically you can still make anything that you've ever produced.
We will see this a bit later.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, we'll come back to that. Okay.
All the different meeting from the direction keep safe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to know what the last meeting in 1977 was about during the growth crisis, we have the...
It's very interesting that you have that year over there. Okay. What is that?
This one is a good question. It's pay.
Payments?
Pay slip.
Pay slips?
Yeah.
Oh, so salaries?
Yeah. Before Excel, we had this.
Wow.
It's a pay slip of...
Driver was making 90 CHF back in
1909.
Yeah. That's not bad money.
It's a lot of money.
That's not bad money, yeah. Yeah. Wow, to be able to pay those kinds of salaries in the early 1900s, like right at the beginning of that century.
Yeah.
JLC must have been a huge brand.
But that's some part of the little secret of Jaeger. We know Jaeger for watches. Let me show some little things that was made in beginning of the 20th century that most of us don't know about.
Okay. Lily, feel free to jump in at any time if you have anything to say.
Yeah. I'm letting Cedric do it.
Yeah, suddenly when it's not on Instagram, she's shy. Okay.
These are flight instruments you find in plane. we made equipment for planes, cars, all those little parts you can think for navigation, for precision. Here you have some example in front of you.
When you say you made parts for planes, what kind of planes do you mean?
Military aircraft.
Yeah, from First World War. In fact, you had a gentleman hired by the French army who was one of the best pilots. He was Swiss. His name was Edmond Desmar. He was the best friend of Jaeger LeCoultre.
What was his name again?
Edmond Desmar.
Would that be someone related to?
He's the nephew of Jules Desmar.
Okay.
But when the gentleman had a question about precision and needed some very good flight equipment for his plane, like a chronograph, a base power reserve, chronometer, he went to see his best friend.
Very specific requirement.
Yeah, but he had to at the time. And with all this equipment, he managed, in fact, to be the first man to fly from Paris to Berlin, the first man to fly over 7,000 meters, the fourth man to do looping. And when you see the plane used, it's a bit scary. And basically, this gentleman was hired by the French army to equip inside the French plane. So all the old Berlioz from First World War. The flight equipment inside was made by Jaeger.
Do we have? Do you have that actual? What would I call it? Watch, clock, timepiece. Instrument. Do you still have that instrument that he used on that plane, or do you have a replica of it or something?
You will have more chance to find them in museum.
Okay, other museums, not.
Flight. If you go to Paris in Le Bourget, you have a great flying museum, and if you go to look inside the cockpit of Berlioz plane, for very early plane, you will see that the equipment is right in Jaeger.
Are there any planes that are more mainstream that people would know that JLC?
DC-4 Constellation. Example, Spitfire.
Spitfire. Okay, so they are JLC flight instruments in a Spitfire.
Yeah, in a P-41 Mustang.
And a P-41 Mustang.
Yeah, but basically, in fact, if you
take
go
that
back,
Fablart. Yeah.
If you go back to the First World War, the French plane were not maybe as good as the German one, less fast, less sturdy, but they managed to overcome the German army in the air. Because the plane of the French had a very good navigation system and very good control of the fuel, gas and everything inside.
To me, I'm just hearing that if JLC did not develop those instruments, they would have lost or they would have had a really hard time.
That's your interpretation.
Okay. I just
But no, it was not like this because when the British came with plane as well into France for First World War and the American army as well, they used the same equipment for a reason. And if they continue to the Second World War to use this equipment, it was for this reason. But if you want, we stop it to make part for a plane when informatic came in game.
Yes.
Computer came
in game. Yes. When was this?
We stopped us to make part with the Concorde.
So Concorde was so you're telling me that there are JLC flight instruments in a Concorde?
Yes.
In the last Concorde made?
To tell you which series we stopped, I wouldn't be capable.
But they are.
I can guarantee you on the early one, you had Jaeger equipment inside.
Okay. It's pretty darn impressive.
But if you go to like exhibitions for like luxury old timers, for example Lamborghini, things like this, you will still find Jaeger counters.
JLCs have been in Lamborghinis?
Yeah.
Is this true?
Yeah.
For example, I went to an exhibition in Germany recently, which was December, and they showed this Lamborghini, the Miura.
Okay, yeah.
And they had Jaeger counters.
Yeah, would you look at that? It did.
Most of the cars of that time, so that was 1968.
Yeah. So you guys were the standard back then?
Yeah.
If you wanted something of high precision, high quality, Jaeger was the go-to. Micromechanic, you had any problem micromechanic, Jaeger. My favorite story about this is in the 30s. You have a lord in England called Lord Pemberton, quite famous. It's a bit of Phileas Fogg from Jules Verne's world. A lot of invention in his head.
Okay.
And one of them
I'm obviously very uncultured. I don't know this person.
But it's okay, it's British, only British know it.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, he had the idea of, he wanted to have a camera, full camera with all ISO optic
Yeah.
fitting inside a cigarette box. So you can see a cigarette box and it's quite small,
Yeah.
thin. So you had 1930s to fit everything inside. Jaeger made it. The Compass is called. It's the smallest camera of his time, delivered in 1938. And I love this because it was used by the British spy during the Second World War.
So they say.
Yeah.
So they say.
So they say, wait, but then who commissioned it? That's what I wanna.
It was committed by Lord Pemberton. Lord Pemberton was a member of the Lord Chamber.
Yeah.
Smallest camera of these times, war zone, wartime.
We have it in a corridor if you want to see it later.
I would love to.
And me, I love this because British spy, James Bond. James Bond was written by Ian Fleming.
Yeah.
Fleming is a real James Bond. So maybe. I don't say anything, but for me, I
They
love
say
to
that
film it.
it could fit in a cigarette box, so that's why there's a lot of rumors as to whether or not it was used by spies or not.
For me, it's
Yeah, for you,
It's more romantic to think so, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's it. Oh,
Yeah.
we talk about music. Music box made by Antoine LeCoultre, 1825.
In 1825.
So 8 years before he opened the manufacture or the workshop at the time. And you see, I told you earlier that even for this, you have made invention. The grey part you have on top, the silver part, is called
Yeah.
the pen. Normally, in the past, you had one metal part to read one note. Antoine and his dad were the first one to create it in one piece.
Okay.
So much faster to make, much reliable, less screws, less complicated work to be made behind.
And louder.
And this is still used today in music box.
Si jamais il y a aussi un order book là-bas, si tu veux.
Ah ouais.
Ici aussi. Celui-là, moi, du coup.
Order book.
Order book.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if we want to see which artist
If a
it's
piece
I think
existed or
there's
not, you just have
Constantin
to.
somewhere.
from.
Vacheron.
Vacheron Constantin, Genève.
Oh my! That order book. I thought it was more like a client order book.
Gérard Perregaux.
When you make watches or calibers for Gerard Perregaux, that just is a very strong testament to the brand because
But I mean,
Gerard Perregaux have like strong
but at that time we were
manufacturing
really
capabilities.
known for movements.
What
It
year
was
was
an
this?
ad.
This is a good question. It's what I'm trying to find if you have the year.
They got
What's it
prices
called?
and everything.
1903.
1903.
1904.
So again, that like that original document over there, it's just the beginning of the 1900s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
20th
I
century.
have one a bit older over there. Keep an eye. You make what you want of it.
I make what I want of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The information shared.
Okay. I can't read 1900.
Maybe you can make a link with this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is probably one of the few triple signed watches. So it's a Patek case fitted with a JLC movement, retailed by Tiffany & Co.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Just
And you
gonna,
have the order book next to you. And yeah.
I'm just gonna take a couple of pictures. I have a friend that'll get a kick out of this. Okay.
This nice piece for auction.
One can only imagine. One can only imagine.
You have more spare part behind as well if you want.
Mm.
Even older than the one we saw before.
So those little wooden boxes, they contain, I'm guessing, the parts, right?
And you have the log. So at the time, no computer. So everything for screws, spare part, registered by box number for every complication.
Okay.
And yeah, and behind all the marketing tools, all the advertising. Yeah,
Oh,
it's important as well.
old school marketing.
For the memo box, Reverso and the Atmos.
For those of us that can't speak French, what does the reverso ad say?
So Reverso can be worn as any other watches, but can protect itself as you wish.
Okay. Okay, so it was made to show that it's a tough watch.
Absolutely.
That was
Created for polo, so it's a very violent sport. But in everyday life, you can find a use of it as well.
yeah, and you can see like the first two pictures are like the guy with the suit, and then a more casual kind of setting
Exactly.
when you flip it. Okay.
Exactly.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
And more book about everything you can think. All catalog, all advertising. Yeah. Everything is safe. And everything have to be safe.
Ah, this is an interesting one.
Design?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see something?
Where?
Oh, I don't know. I think the third one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I was talking about. That's the one I was talking about. My eye just went there. I'm like, what? Tank? VC? What? Paris? Huh?
I told you you have to keep your eyes open.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. And there's just like regular correspondence.
Technical plan.
Yeah. All right.
That was the first part. Now
Yeah.
we can have a look at some actual pieces. You remember from yesterday? The Chronometer?
Yeah. Okay. So this is basically a device invented by Antoine LeCoultre to accurately measure 1 micron, if I'm not mistaken, up to 1 micron,
Yeah.
and it's used by putting whatever you want to measure between those two hooks. I think it looks like a pinion over here that's placed, and you're measuring that. Freaking
It's an
cool.
original prototype.
It's an original prototype. Okay, so
You had only 4 made. 3 are in our possession.
okay,
1 is somewhere. We don't know.
with a collector or something, maybe.
This is another very important invention. The first keyless movement
Yeah.
who actually worked.
Wasn't
No, yeah, it's
what
true.
what is that? I think Jean Adrien is very upset. He's rolling in his grave right now.
He had a lot of try before,
Mm-hmm.
but we start to see watches or pocket watches without key
Mm-hmm.
from 1847, and the reason is beyond in front of your eyes. It was the first system who worked without key and was reliable, strong enough.
The lighting is doing me no favors, but
Yeah. We can have a talk after about the other gentleman, other watchmaker who claimed this. But no, you have something made by him was very important that Antoine LeCoultre didn't do.
okay,
So, yeah, you have. He's right in his way.
it's right in his way.
The showcase, I mean, it doesn't really show something particular. It just shows that we're very quickly masters of complications.
Mm-hmm.
We achieved more than, I think, 200 complications by the 19th century, and even one of the grandes complications.
And this really started with the help of the Antoine LeCoultre son, Jaeger LeCoultre.
Yeah.
If you want to see on this,
Yeah.
you used to have the barn.
Yep.
So in 1833, you have to imagine you had cows under and living space on top, and the last floor was the watchmaking department of Antoine. Then under the impulsion of Elie LeCoultre, we started to bring everyone under the same roof. 1866 is really the start of the manufacture. Before it was a workshop, 1866 is a manufacture. We grow into 1900, so this picture should be about this time, to a workforce of 500 people.
So there were 500 people in the year 1900.
1900.
Yeah.
We were one of the largest employer of the French part of Switzerland.
That's why we have the name La Grande Maison.
Mm.
It was the first time the idea of Elie and his dad, it was to bring all the know-how under one roof. Before you had a watchmaker working at the other side of the village, making screws, the other one making wheels 2 houses further, and they were sharing the knowledge from dad to children, dad to son. You lose a lot of things because if the son doesn't want to do wheels, you lost the know-how. So the most important for Elie and Jacques David and Antoine, was to get people to teach other people than their own family. And you can still see this today with what we saw earlier with on the spiral, on the watchmaking, the grey hair policy is still very important in our view. I'm the proof of it. I've learned from people who have spent 20 years, 40 years in Jaeger LeCoultre, teaching me what I have to know. You have a question, you always have someone to answer you. Still alive today. So very quickly, come to do grand complication on scales.
But also the reason why we were 500 is, or not the reason, but the purpose was to implement the railroad right next door. So it's approximately 2 minutes away walking, because there are so many here that they requested for the railroad to be right next door.
So we build a train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is something I think I find really interesting. So you're saying that the workforce was so strong, okay, at that time. Which year was this again? 1900. Same thing, 1900. Huh? You guys were huge back then. So during that year, you built or you paid the government to build a train.
We requested the government to lay the rail tracks right next door, because it's the first time that all the employees come to one place to do it. Before they were just dispersed and would send it to one place. It's the first time that everything is built under one roof.
But you see, even today it's complicated to come in Vallée de Joux.
Yeah, it's quite difficult.
So imagine.
What happened to the train?
Oh, it's still here.
Working?
Yeah.
She's taking the train to go back to Geneva tonight?
It's 2 hours.
Why don't we take the train, man?
Because it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's there's one train per hour.
I was getting altitude sickness.
But it's nice to go to the train station, because there's still an original watch from LeCoultre.
Yeah.
In the station.
And this is a very important watch.
The one that I'm videoing right now. Yeah. Tell us more about it.
It's the reason why the Jaeger family and the LeCoultre family came together. Edmond Jaeger in 1903 had the idea of having an ultra thin pocket watch. So he sent a challenge in a newspaper to all the Swiss watchmakers to who can make this movement, who is capable to make an ultra thin pocket watch. When Jacques LeCoultre was reading his newspaper in the morning, he saw this, took his bike, ride 20 kilometers to the nearest phone to call Paris and say, I can do it. 4 years after, the watch you can see on display was made. If you want the feeling of 1907 to have this pocket watch and to go to the restaurant and take it out of the pocket, you will have the same reaction today if you go to a restaurant and you got the iPhone 18 out of your pocket. Everybody will look at you and be amazed.
So this was the equivalent of an iPhone 18 back in 1903.
But also the reason why they were able to answer that challenge is because they're specialized in complicated and very, very miniaturized pieces, which LeCoultre really mastered. So
again, we go back into the precision. Going back to the quest of precision from the millionometer to the ultra thin pocket watch, to the duo plan, just next door. The idea of always coming smaller and more precise. So you start with a version of the duo plan, and how to make it smaller, but you have the 101, the very famous 101 just next to it.
If you look at it from the side, you can see that it's built on two levels.
I don't think I can see it.
Here, maybe from the right, you see it easier.
No, I can see with my eyes, but the camera can't. Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
I think.
Okay, nice.
This is a stunning idea. The 101 movement is the smallest movement in the watch industry. You cannot go smaller by hand. If you want to go smaller, you will have to be by robot and machine, which is not watchmaking after.
Yeah, not true watchmaking, anyways. Yeah.
And weighs 0.98 grams.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, a little fun
Take
fact.
that, Richard Mill.
Yeah. Little fun fact: you have a scrutinized version of this movement,
Where?
which is only 0.7 gram.
Where?
It was made for a reverso.
Where?
Maybe you will see it upstairs and not.
Where?
I will show you.
Okay. Okay.
1931, I think. Most
Birth of an icon, right?
Yeah. The reverso. Interesting things about the reverso in 1931. You had 3 patents. The reverso, as you know it, as you can see it, and you had the squadra.
Yes, the squadra.
In
Yeah.
2006.
Got discontinued. Yeah.
And the last one was the basculant.
To those who are not familiar with what the basculant is, would you please tell them in your own words?
Basculant is a very nice mechanism for reversing the case that was used by some of the largest watch company.
Cartier.
And a few of us. It's a great movement as well.
Yeah.
But this was developed and created by Alfred Chauveau, who was the creator engineer behind the reverso. And now let's go into the golden age of watchmaking.
The golden age.
The 50s.
All right.
A few examples here with the memo box.
Yeah.
Wristwatch with an alarm. And the one you have in a picture, I think it's the automatic version from 1956. It was the first time that an alarm on a wristwatch was made automatic. And the little watch you have on the side is a personal favorite, the Futurmatic.
Yeah. Yeah.
No crown, automatic movement. That's why it's called Futurmatic. In the 50s, we thought the watches will be all like this without crown. It's not a big secret. To adjust it was from the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can wind it.
Yeah.
But the watch looked very sleek, very symmetrical. Very designed.
Very well designed. Yeah.
Then we go back a few years, still in the 50s, but we go for the geophysics.
Okay.
Geophysics is very interesting because it's a geophysical year. It's a year where the scientists from Soviet Union and NATO met to discover how Earth was working. For example, during this year, we have discovered the Van Allen belt with magnetic field around Earth, the tectonic of plates, so earthquake and how they are working, and the principle behind.
This was all in the same year?
Yeah, 58, 57, 58. And the scientists, before the geophysical year, asked to have a good tool, a good watch with a very good timekeeping, a tool watch.
Yeah.
So they made a few requests from many brands in Switzerland, and the one who have won the contest was Jaeger LeCoultre with the geophysics. With the movement you have here, the 470.
So there was actually a competition which was held
by the scientists, so it was even more tough than a chronometer contest because the watch had to have special specification, especially on the magnetism resistance.
Yeah.
So the one you can see the movement is the 478 BW. It's one of the most beautiful movements in the industry with the swan neck on the balance wheel. Time of technique is a marvel, and this movement was cased into a Faraday cage. So it was not put in a watch like this. It had a brass cage all around the movement to protect it against magnetization and capable to work in the worst condition in North Pole, South Pole, 1,000 meters under sea in a submarine, nuclear submarine. Yeah.
Can you name some other brands that participated in this competition?
I can. Gentleman agreement after I don't want to be mean to anyone.
No. Okay.
Omega, Breguet, you think of them. Everybody wanted the contract. It was a big contract at the time.
Did Rolex go in?
Indeed. Everybody went in. For the time, it was an order of 1,800 watches. For the 50s, it's huge order. It's month and month of work for a manufacturer. Everybody wanted the contract. Yeah, here you have
the fruit of
the one. You had different version from stainless steel with crosshair dial to gold case. Yeah, different dial, different finish, depending on what kind of field you wanted and things like this. Today, it's our star in auction houses.
Really?
When you see one from 1958 going for auction, a watch that was sold for 500 Swiss francs in 50s, today will go from, I think the last one I saw, it was in stainless steel with a crosshair dial, mint condition. It went for nearly 100,000 euros.
It's a lot of money.
And it's not something we have in our museum, because it was not bought by Jaeger LeCoultre.
Yeah.
So it's really the value of this timepiece behind.
Okay. I think that's a subtle hint at something, but okay. So between, from what I can see from this history table anyways, between 1958 and 1990, what happened?
A small thing called the quartz crisis.
Yeah.
The toughest time the watch industry I have ever faced with the advent of the quartz movement. Jaeger LeCoultre didn't close. We still make watches at the time.
Yeah,
we
they had
quartz.
continuous history since your inception. There
Absolutely,
was never
and
a break.
this we can relay a bit of what we have seen before. Car parts, car counters,
Yes,
planes,
that's true.
pens, lighter, lamp. We made everything to keep survive. People were
You
still
made lamps?
Yeah, lamps with clock inside. Why not? People were still employed by Jaeger LeCoultre. They still have a work. They can still come to gain a bit of money. And
you were the lifestyle, the high-end luxury lifestyle brand of the time, right? Of that particular age, like lighters, pens, flight instruments. I mean, did you get into leather as well, or jewelry? No.
Jewelry, you will see that we have made a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies always been very important for Jaeger LeCoultre. For an example, the first watch made by Antoine LeCoultre, the very first one was for his wife.
Mm-hmm.
So ladies already had a very important part in Jaeger LeCoultre. So jewelry, we made a few things. We work with different material. Basically,
is it fair to say that JLC had as much as an impact as Cartier at the time, maybe?
If we go back to 1900, Edmond Jaeger, the picture over there, had a gem setting workshop in Paris.
Yeah.
And many people relied on him.
This is so Cartier. Yeah.
The brother Cartier, in terms of design, after the gem setting, Edmond Jaeger could be behind, like other massive players in our jewelry world today. So there are not many, but they have at the stage worked with Jaeger. Jewelry for us has been important, the stone, the beauty. You have to see this way. Jaeger LeCoultre is to name Jaeger, Paris, dandy, trendy. You can see how he's dressed for 1900, very proper. So always the beauty, the magnification, the French side of the brand. LeCoultre, the Swiss family, Vallée de Joux, very good at watchmaking, precision, always a cast to make it smaller, better, more performant. And the alliance of the two, what Jaeger LeCoultre is today, it's the alliance of the beauty and the precision. Precision doesn't have to be an ugly word, but it can be a very pretty achievement. So few years where watch industry were
kind of quiet.
And here you see Jaeger LeCoultre never closed, never lay off people. We always keep employed. So when the crisis passed, we were able to come back very strong and with some invention. So the geographic movement you have on display just in front of you.
Okay, let's talk about this, yeah.
It's a creation made by Jaeger LeCoultre in the 1990s when he restarted. We didn't come back without any idea, any plan. We came back with watches. So the Grand Réveil, for example, the perpetual calendar with an alarm, all those things made by Jaeger straight away after the cross crisis. In the years after, in 1990, you have a reverso tourbillon. We were the first one to do a tourbillon after cross crisis. Minute repeater, straight away. Gentleman like Christian Laurent, it's thanks to him. He was the one behind all those watches.
He's been around since then, it's just mind-boggling.
He's been in Jaeger for 47 years. So the cross crisis, he joined just before the cross crisis. He have felt the cross crisis from full effect. And he's still in Jaeger LeCoultre today, bringing back our golden letters in our name. There are people like this making a company. It's, yeah. So invention, 1992, the master control, the 1,000-hour control, the toughest control of his time for watchmaking. And the first watch to have passed it is this master. So therefore his nickname became Master Control, because that was the one to set the standard.
The bar, yeah.
Yeah, of what every watch today have to go through before we wear them on our wrist. 1,000 hours is very long.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a very tough test because we don't try the watch only on the movement, we try the watch with the case in working order. So like this, we can try.
Oh, okay. So you're not testing like a dead caliber or something. Like
No.
you're putting a fully functional movement in a proper end use case.
Absolutely. To check under low or high temperature, to test under shock.
What do the 1,000 hours? So like you were saying, what happens in those 1,000 hours? So changing temperatures.
Changing temperature, underwater, waterproofness test,
Yeah.
cyclo test, so different position.
Yeah. Okay.
6 position, I believe.
Quality,
Yeah.
Quality control.
shock, resistance.
What do you do for shock?
But you know, something very simple we do every day,
Okay, you just literally
just to make sure that in everyday life the watch will continue to functionate. And
nothing insane though, like dropping it on a hardwood floor or something.
We did with prototype. No, but you have the
course you
master.
did.
You have the master tourbillon stainless steel 978.
Yes.
I will show you a video of a test we did. It's basically.
You're talking about the watch that I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
So
So a test
This
of this
watch.
watch.
yeah.
Honestly, it's made by a robot, but you have the watch about this high,
Yeah.
and you have a robotic leg in steel
Yeah.
to try it under a very high shock. And this is
Can I film this?
video is on YouTube
Okay, videos on YouTube. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay.
because it was for the chronometry contest in 2009.
Okay.
One of the part of the test was to kill the watch.
Okay. Hopefully, if I remember, I will link that in the description.
Yeah.
If I find it.
And
Hello, my old friend.
yeah, because the know-how, we never stopped. We didn't rely on what we knew. We wanted to make it even better, bigger. And so the watchmaker of the time, the engineer, invented a new tourbillon, the first multi-axis tourbillon, the first tourbillon made for a wrist. And it's on a beautiful case with a full perpetual calendar, with retrograde month, double retrograde date, 8 days power reserve, and of course the running equation of time as well. Stunning piece.
Yeah.
The first grand wristwatch. Sorry, I restart.
Yeah.
The first grand complication wristwatch.
I get
made
weak
by
sometimes
Jaeger LeCoultre.
talking about it. The first wristwatch, grand complication.
Made by Jaeger.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a stunning piece.
Historical piece to a certain extent.
It's the first gyro tourbillon, first multi-axis tourbillon ever made.
Make me feel better. Say more nice things about it. Yeah.
We're always saying nice things.
Yeah.
And to me, maybe the most beautiful invention of the recent years, the dual wing concept that we find in our duometer. It's not a complication you see on the dial, it's a complication you have in your movement. The ID on the chronograph you have here It's different from watch to watch, but on this one was to separate the power source for the timekeeping and the power source of the chronograph. Because to know if you have a watch and you have a chronograph on, you will lose precision of your timekeeping.
Correct.
So on this one, the watchmaker decided to have 2 trend gear, 2 barrel, but only 1 regulating organ. So each complication of the watch can find
Separately powered.
Exactly. And the watchmaker, when he tries the watch with the chronograph on or off on his machine, he will have the same result. So
Okay. So whether the chronograph is running or not, it does not make a difference in terms of chronometry and precision. Oh, I can almost see. I can see the reflection of the back. Oh, wait, am I looking
it's a
at
beautiful
something?
movement.
Oh, come on. And here I thought there was. Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, that's the movement. Yeah. Okay.
It's a beautiful movement.
It is.
So you see the 2 barrel with the
Go ahead.
hour minute
Yeah.
chronograph. So they are set in a different rotation. So when you wind the watch, you have to wind the chron both way
Yep.
to wind it.
Yeah.
Then the hour and minute part will have a trend gear going to the regulating organ.
Mm-hmm.
You will have the same one trend gear going from the chronograph, getting regulated by the regulating organ. And if you look closely, you have 2 escapement wheel and 2 escapement. If you look very closely,
Try and find, because I'm looking through my phone. I think I see. They're superimposed, right?
Yeah.
Like on top of each other almost. Yeah. Okay.
so that's the particularity of this watch. You
Okay.
have one
Okay.
watch. You don't have 2 watch because you have only 1 balance wheel.
Yeah. It's not like 2 watches in one. It's 1 watch. It's just like
2
2
brain,
gear trains.
2 brain, 1 heart.
Yeah, 2 brain, 1 heart. Okay. Yeah, 2 brain. Yeah, that's a nice way to say it. Yeah. It's really good. That's a cool analogy. And from what I can see, it's column wheel, so I assume vertical clutch as well, like proper.
It's a
All
real
the way.
chronograph. It's a
All the way.
beautiful luxury chronograph.
Very nicely finished as well. I mean, German silver movement, right? Like this is when you started using German silver.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a part of the start,
Yeah.
and today he set the standard for the other timepiece.
Really? Okay, because like I was under the impression that no one uses it as a standard except for Lange,
Okay, yeah.
but
In Jaeger LeCoultre, all the high complications, so duometre and above.
okay, so Duometer
German
would
silver.
be considered as one of the high complications that are worthy of German silver
Absolutely.
base plates.
Absolutely.
And
It's
bridges.
a grand complication.
It is a grand.
The dual wing concept and with the 2 escapement, as you can see, and it's a grand complication.
Mm-hmm.
You take
Gyro as well, if I'm not mistaken, had German silver. So I guess 2004 was the official start,
We started on
and
this
then
one.
2007
I will
onwards.
be a bit more precise. We started before the gyro.
Okay.
If we go this way.
Yeah.
If we go to the septantième, reverso septantième, so 2001.
A friend of mine actually owns that. We were just
And,
talking about it last night.
But that's a beautiful
It's
timepiece
amazing.
for me, the septantième, because that's the one who set the standard in finition
Mm.
from all the grand complications we have today. It was a tri-piece.
Okay.
It's a great watch with complication on the reverso case. The case back when you it's a dream, and it's where we started to get our finish.
Rose gold movement. As far as I remember, he said rose gold movement. I saw.
Depends on the version. If you have the rose gold case, yes.
Yeah.
But if you have the platinum, you will be in platinum.
Okay.
Both were limited.
Okay, okay.
Very nice piece.
Okay.
Yeah, very rare to see. And when you get one in your hand, it's
Yeah, it's heavy, huh?
it's beautiful.
Okay.
It's worth the few cramps you can have. And this is the DNA of Jaeger LeCoultre.
All right.
So you can see the ellipse. But that's the caliber. That it's only a small part. You have only 300 here.
Only 300 calibers out of the 1,200.
50 something.
I remember you
Continue.
gave me a very large, staggering number last night. Maybe it was last night. Out of the 1,200 something calibers, how many of them are Chinese?
Over 220. That not counting this year. So
Not counting this year. Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. And if I'm not mistaken, Patek has about 600 calibers since its inception. So and that makes it number 2.
Yeah.
So there's quite a large gap in terms of caliber conception between both two brands.
Because Jaeger, every year we come with minimum 3 new movements, 3 caliber. It can go up to 8 some certain year. It's massive in terms of work, in terms of investment, in terms of research. Making one full new movement, it's a huge work.
Here you have the oldest movement accounted for, so this is 1845.
1845.
And on the other side you have the 101.
Where's the 101?
On the other side.
Okay,
actually.
okay.
And here you also have what we call our Atmos wall. So you have.
Well, why don't we start with the Atmos wall? It's a bit easier to.
You have.
Left to right, right to left.
There is no order.
There's no
But
real
there's
order.
the Atmos.
Okay,
That's
okay.
the one I was
Well, that's
talking
something for the mainstream boys.
And it's recent, it's only 2013.
Yeah.
So, produced in 2013, how many pieces were made?
170
170 pieces.
for Jaeger and 170 for MS. So
Ah,
300.
Okay, 314.
400,
Yeah, okay. And
sold out.
sold out, that's fine. What was the retail price when it launched? Because I'm just repeating all this information, don't mind me, Cedric, but now I'm taking a video for YouTube. I mean, I might as well share that information.
From memory, it was 25,000 euros.
25,000 euros.
Or a bit above, maybe. And today, if you find it on the grey market, it will be a tiny bit more.
Shall we say 3 times more?
Yeah, about, yeah.
3 times more, the retail. Or 4
It's
times.
beautiful.
Yeah.
If you look at the case, and if you have the proper lighting coming from the side and playing with the light, yeah, it's a beautiful.
It's pretty beautiful.
And you have all the time. The most complicated Atmos.
This is the most complicated.
Sky chart. You have different layout, but that's the most difficult movement for the Atmos. Sky chart, so celestial time, sidereal time, so
Yeah.
equation of time on top.
Yeah. What is the retail price of something like this?
I won't
As
take
of
any risk.
today.
The one I know is a bit different than this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Mark Newson one,
Yeah.
and it was about 90,000 euros.
90,000 euros. Okay.
Yeah.
Something quite complicated.
You have different type, and you can see it doesn't have two design like they are very different and.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Oh yeah, this is the one that I have. This is the Mark Newson. Right? Yeah. I wonder if the person watching this, if the person who gifted me the watch is still watching this. Thank you. This is very cool. Wow. And these are all completely still available to order
So
via bespoke department requirements? Like,
we
can
have-
someone still walk in and say, hey, listen, I want diamonds on the side, I want a mother of pearl dial, I want gilded wood here, and I want...
I won't say it's not possible, but it's at the discretion of the manufacturer.
Okay.
What can be done and what cannot be done.
Okay.
For sure, we will never do something,
Distasteful.
yeah, or go against the manufacturer vision.
Okay.
But
I think he's trying to say that these watches are very expensive if you try to bespoke them, right? Yeah. He's smiling. I think I'm right.
we won't redo something who was limited. If you want this,
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine.
want
That's all right. But I'm saying like if you want something like this, Atmos Chinoise, the Chinese kind of inspired landscape theme.
after discretion of the manufacturer, I won't say yes or no. It's really depend on what you want on the outside and
Pay
how it
5
can
times
be
the
done.
price. Yeah.
After price is only on the matter on what technique we have to be used, if it's an enamel or if it's lacquer or if it's sandblasting, yeah, price will evolve.
Yeah.
It can be from a few thousand to a few 100,000.
Yeah. Depending. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
More hours, more work, more.
Fair answer.
And the 101.
Mm.
So different model.
These are coming back at this style.
Yeah.
Did you see The Rock who was wearing one? Dwayne Johnson?
Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah, he was wearing like a baguette jewelry piece.
Dwayne Johnson with a 101?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, like that's what that's the picture I saw.
wow.
If I'm not
I
wrong.
saw Lily Reinhardt wore one,
Okay.
a vintage one for the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
But that's
With her, I'm not surprised, but like, Dwayne Johnson,
Dwayne
like,
Johnson, yeah.
yeah, something like this, like this baguette.
yeah.
But a
So-
rock for a rock is not.
Rock for rock. Yeah. Okay. That's a bit funny. Okay. I like that.
So you can see 101 different design, different.
In the middle, you will always find an original piece, and on the left, you will always find historical ones, and on the right, current collection.
Okay.
You see this one, the scrutinized 101 in the
Yeah,
verso?
yeah.
The scrutinized movement I told you
Yeah.
earlier, but it's
Yeah.
here. That's the scrutinized version of the 101 movement.
I can't seem to capture it on.
Oh, I got a picture upstairs where you can see the movement about this big.
But this is the real one. Take it out of the glass.
Lot of diamonds.
Unbelievable.
Beautiful setting.
Unbelievable.
You were asking about jewelry a bit earlier, if we made some.
Yeah.
You can see what we have done. This one have a notion of time, so jewelry piece, ring,
Okay.
pendant.
Okay, lapel watch. How do I get a... Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is a lapel sound. Ring watch, okay. Can we see the watch? No, we can't. Can I see the watch? Yeah, I can. Okay. Okay, just take my word for it that there's a watch under that cover. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I was more talking about like necklaces and stuff like that, but okay. I mean, this is still. If this doesn't count as jewelry, as jewelry, then what does? Why don't you make dials like this again?
It's a good question.
This is amazing.
With a snake like this, you can find brands. in this one. But it's
1850.
Yeah.
No, wait, that's a It says pocket watch. Is this a pocket watch?
Absolutely, you can remove. Sorry, yeah, you can remove the watch part of it. So the snake and the bracelet is just here to hold the pocket watch. In fact,
Oh my God!
because
You can argue that this was your wristwatch.
it's who made the first wristwatch is complicated question to answer.
Yeah, it's a very heavily debated topic.
And it's not a topic where we are willing to go in.
Ooh, it seems like there's some history with JLC there as well, huh?
No, it was way before this.
Okay. Okay, more ladies' rendezvous style pieces.
Reverso,
Yeah, oh. Showcasing some.
beautiful one. From the Amelia Earhart Reverso,
Mhm.
tribute piece from a trip from New York to Mexico. The Maharani, the one you're looking at the moment, beautiful enamel painting of a Maharani. Mystery of the manufacturer, who is she really? The watch was ordered, we never knew the name of the person.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a little mystery for us to find out who was this Maharani. We know her as the Indian beauty,
Yeah.
but yeah, we don't have her name or family, or even area where she's from in India.
Well, whoever knows, leave a comment.
Reverso tourbillon.
Yeah. A friend of mine, I remember, was bidding for this a while ago. They still sell for quite reasonable prices in auctions these days, as far as I know.
Yep.
It's a beautiful piece.
You
Is
can
it
see 1993?
1993?
So just after the crash crisis. When I said to you earlier that we came back very strong because we never closed and we
Yes,
kept
you
our people
did.
employed,
Yes, you did.
that's the example.
You weren't kidding. So, is this a rose gold movement? I'd like to know that.
I think it's plated.
Yeah, okay. Rose gold plated still.
Mm.
Okay, that's still something.
The first Reverso.
Okay, the first.
The first.
Which one was it?
The,
Okay, the black
You have the
one.
man and the woman.
Okay,
So
okay. What kind of dial is that? Do I look down?
Hmm?
No, what kind of dial is that?
It's luminescent.
No, the dial.
Yeah.
Like the base of the dial, is it brass or
Oh, brass, yeah.
brass? Huh?
But the little particularity you can see is white Reverso only, it's not Jaeger LeCoultre.
Oh,
Because in
yeah,
1931,
yeah.
Reverso was decided by the Jaeger LeCoultre to be his own brand.
Oh, okay. So
Later, 1937, when Jaeger and LeCoultre become one company, at this moment Reverso becomes Jaeger LeCoultre.
Okay.
But the first Reverso was supposed to be his own brand.
Okay.
And current collection from Chronometer, so very inspired from the late 30s, late 40s. The one with the moon phase at the back for ladies, so a complication on the Reverso,
Yeah.
dual face, and the main calendar and the tribute piece. Atmos,
Oh, prototype Atmos.
the very first one.
Wow.
When I was still with the old gas Quicksilver.
Yeah. This is still 19. Oh no. This is 2 years later. What? Is that correct? Are the dates correct? So it went from this
Yeah.
to this in 2 years.
Yep.
0 to 100 real quick. Lives on air.
But this prototype also was from Jean LeCoultre. It was not.
It was what?
It was from Jean LeCoultre.
Okay.
The inventor of the atmosphere.
Yeah,
Okay.
he invented the Atmos. It didn't work, but this is what the prototype looked like, and this is what LeCoultre bought
Mm-hmm.
and then worked on in order to make.
So he bought the patent or the rights to that
Yeah.
invention and design in 28, and in 2 short years he came up and made this
Yeah,
beast.
Exactly.
this was the first marketed Atmos.
And then evolving into something like this.
Here you have the 101, by the way.
Ah.
If you want to compare the movement to.
What do you compare 101 movement to?
Yeah.
The name, the matches.
You have the
Yeah.
you have the 104, which is already bigger.
Yeah, where's the 104? Can I get it on
You
camera?
have the 46 as well, which is a lot bigger.
Oh. Yeah, you got the 406. Okay, the 406 is huge compared to.
Yeah.
How many movements are up here again? Remind me.
About 300.
About 300.
Polaris.
Polaris.
So watch we know very well today.
Yeah.
Because it came back, but it's a legend of the 1968 and 1965. So the original one. Beautiful alarm diving watch with an inner bezel. Great timepiece. Then in the 70s, the watch evolved to the Polaris 2. So you can see this funky design, egg type,
Yeah.
with nice color.
'70s was a good time. And then we've got the Memo Box Polaris too. Again, so another '70s baby, right?
Mm.
What's HPG?
Oh, it's nomenclature.
Gotcha.
My mind froze.
Gotcha.
It's been a long day.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I got one of those moments where my memory just black out.
Ah, you'll figure it out.
HPG. HPG. HP. Elwood Packard. No.
Very fast.
Binary precision guarantee?
Ah.
Would you say that again?
Isn't that high precision guarantee?
Is it?
HPG.
Okay. Okay, so basically chronometer. The
Sort of.
equivalent.
Yeah. Also, in the case over there, you have more Polaris,
Yeah.
which are quite interesting.
Okay, I'll come back to
Well,
these pocket
Polaris,
watches.
but Memovox, so the origin of the
Yeah.
Polaris.
Yeah.
Because you have one of the 60s with lapis lazuli
Oh, look at that.
dial,
Yeah.
and you have the Memovox parking, which is a world famous Memovox because it showed you or it alarmed you at what time your parking was running out and you had to run back to put in the coins.
The advertising of the time for this timepiece was saying, instead of giving your money to the police, give it to Jaeger LeCoultre.
Yeah.
No, it
You
can
see the
only
one,
little part
the
of
one we
it.
were talking about.
Yeah.
With the lapis
Yeah,
lazuli.
I figured. And black marble as well. I just read the back.
Yeah.
Where's those pocket watch? Yeah, there. Okay, I just wanted to come back really quickly to these. Several patents for Simon regulators. Interesting. Very interesting. Wouldn't it be so nice to have like a watch style that looks kind of like this, you know, like kind of like what Charles Frodsham is doing, and like, yeah. We done? All right. So, trust me, everybody heard that. I mean, it's a sensitive microphone. All right, we did what we could in the time that we could.
We still have a few things we can see. We got a bit of time, but you just
All right.
I heard over the phone that they are trying to keep security a bit longer. To keep
Run as fast as you can.
So welcome to the DNA.
All right.
So you can see the shape.
All right.
There's a movement.
Yeah, but we're still just like walking past movements, basically. Not arranged in any specific way. Any specific way.
And Antoine LeCoultre was working here.
The original bench.
So the configuration was a bit different. Huh?
Okay.
We didn't leave it like no, it was different. But we bring his old bench.
And this is the actual bench that he works on. Like he sat on this chair and worked on this bench. These aren't the way the tools were laid out back then, but
Just to display as much as we could. But
what it may have looked like. They're whispering.
Désolé.
This is a watch I really like, so I just wanted to showcase this. They actually have this at the SIHH booth as I'm posting this. Cedric, again, this watch right here, it was
The first tourbillon ever made by Jaeger LeCoultre.
their first tourbillon made in 26 pieces in 1946. All right, fine. And you're telling me that this won a chronometry or observatoire prize?
Observatory prize, most precise tourbillon
Yeah.
for 15 years.
Most precise tourbillon or caliber?
Tourbillon.
Tourbillon.
Watches at the time.
Yeah, okay. No one would send in like a V8 to a V12 flight. Yeah, I get you.
I think you know the display of this one.
Yeah, kinda. Oh my god, it's almost my collection. It's almost my... Close, but I'm not good enough yet. One day I will get there. I need to work a little harder.
So this one is a military repeater pocket watch with automaton.
Oh,
This is to showcase what we can do and what we have done in terms of engraving, gem setting, enamel painting.
oh, I just realized what it is. I don't know if it'll show. I hope you guys are getting a clear view of this, but most probably not. But yeah. Alright.
Some beautiful ultra thin watch with skeletonized movement or engraved movement. Yeah, very, very, very pretty.
I like this. I like this.
The work made on the case back.
Du coup, j'ai pas entendu si tu avais raconté l'histoire sur les fenêtres.
Jacques Mar as well.
Really?
So the little personage is the clock, is the bell,
Ah, yeah,
the
yeah.
hammer. Enamel on recent watches, so blue enamel,
Yeah.
dial, the guilloche enamel.
Guilloche base and then enamel on top.
Minute repeater.
IV minute repeater.
Yeah, which we just saw downstairs.
This one is very interesting, the reverso with the enamel painting, because you have a rideau, so you can close and hide the painting.
Oh, really?
That's the purpose of the wheel at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
If you turn this wheel, you'll have another dial coming to cover the painting. and you can reopen it to display the paint or not.
Okay, but like the time hands won't be blocked by that light,
No,
right?
no,
It's
it comes
the-
just under.
Yeah,
see you
I
have
can
a bit of
see
space.
this. I don't know if I'll catch it. Yeah, so you see that little opening at 45 minutes. Yeah. A lot of Indian
Reverso,
because
yeah.
orders at that.
Because of the popularity of the reverso starting in India.
Oh, okay, polo. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Some gem setting.
Yeah, yeah, just basic gem setting, right?
Yeah, those one are a bit more technical.
Yeah.
Le son setting, ça fait plus, c'est plus patent.
That thing must be heavy.
Perdu 12 ans.
Snow setting. And
So 4,000 stone.
Yeah.
my eyes can barely catch the amount of work that goes into the snow setting. No way my camera's getting anything right now, but oh yeah, this is one of my most favorite ladies' watches ever made. Cover is brilliant, I remember. Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
You have 3 different cut of diamond, if my memory is good. You have a marquise at the center, you have baguette, and you have brilliant cut diamond. All on the same watch.
Pendant watch. Because why not, right? What is that? Ah, extreme too. Just hanging. Just hanging.
The Ibris Mechanica.
Alright.
C'est un tourbillon minute répétiteur.
Part of it anyways, yeah. Zero, the redo.
Master Grande Tradition, Grande Complication. And the very famous Ibris Mechanica.
And the best watch ever made in the whole world until today. It's no secret that this is one of my most favorite watches that any brand could have ever made.
This is the one you like the most.
Jaeger
Gyro.
The first wristwatch to be fit with cylindrical hairspring.
Yeah. And you put it in a multi-axis tourbillon just for fun, right?
Triptych, the first watch to have free face.
Did you know that you have to close it every night?
Yeah.
Yeah, every night at midnight.
Yeah, I think that's so cool.
A legend.
Yeah.
A legend. This deserves, yeah. Yeah, I apologize for always coming back to the gyro, but everybody knows how much I like that watch. So.
And one we always forgot in the Ibris Mechanica collection is the Atmos Mysterious.
What?
It's a little challenge for you and the viewers maybe, but try to find out how it's working. Where is the gas?
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna video the description. I'm not gonna read the description. I will look for it somewhere. I need to put my phone down. Okay, description doesn't sound okay. I'm just gonna leave this over here while I do some examining. No, is it in the back over here? In like inside the no?
Will help you. The gas cartridge is under. It's here. The gas cartridge, in fact, will power a little mechanism. This mechanism will make the tower, inside the tower you have another cylinder of glass that will turn. By turning, it will rewind the little weight you have.
Sapphires. Okay, that's why these things are. Okay.
And inside you have a little weight that you can see. Here at 20, if you go, you see a little grey part.
That was my next guess. I'm just saying. No,
so
I'm
this
being
weight,
honest.
every 5 minutes, you
Not
will
my
come
next
back
guess.
up.
Yeah.
And every 5 minutes, go down, go back up. It's a counterweight, in fact, for the clock working. Everything is hidden here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
all the mechanism, in fact, is made to be.
Because like nothing else. I mean, like I would have said it's either in that wheel in the back, which is like super small, or there's something here in the bottom. But I couldn't figure out how it was connected. But now that you mentioned the sapphire tubes, I'm like, okay, makes sense.
This one is one of my favorite.
And this is also part of Hybris Mechanica?
No,
Oh.
this is much a bit older than
Okay.
Hybris Mechanica. But the particularity of this one is to have this drawer. Inside the drawer, you have tubes with paper and China ink.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave a message, close the drawer, and the drawer will open every 100 years.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And it's the millennial because it goes into year 3000. I
Wow.
don't think any of us will live long enough to see the year 3000.
Yeah, probably
but,
not. Probably not. I mean, like I would like to think so, but
Why not?
I think it would be very boring to live that long.
Let's
And here you have the restoration workshop. So
Okay.
This workshop is the reason why we have all our archives downstairs, and they can come and open the doors and just pick out whatever they need, if they need a component, a technical file, anything. So they don't have to go through the whole manufacturer, they just go one floor down. And here you have kind of an example of the different steps that the watch goes through when coming here for
Before and
restoration.
after, are we gonna see like this
Yeah.
watch restored? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I might as well focus here. So obviously damage dial, corrosion on hands, not so much damage on the case, and the movement looks like it's about to fall apart. So what's the step here? Here is where you.
So this is
I can't read the language. So
the habillage. How
Okay.
do you say in English?
report.
Yeah, it's kind of report to say how it look like.
Yeah.
Okay.
What needs to be replaced? What needs to be exchanged?
Okay.
And after you have to select the spare part you need.
Yeah. So all our parts come in sort of kits.
Mm-hmm.
So the different dials, the different components. Every kit comes obviously with, like IKEA, with an explanation of what you have in the kit, the quantities, the name.
Sorry, before we go on, was this based on an actual repair that was undergone, or
I mean, this is a
this is
very
just an
simple
example you guys
of
decided to?
what happens daily.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
And you have the detail of every piece. You have here, you have the explanation. And what's the news?
The reference of the piece, the name of the piece. Usually it also indicates the quantities. So here you also have the technical drawing. So if you, this is a platine. So for example, if you have a swage but you don't have the original piece anymore, you can reproduce it thanks to this because you have all the measurements
Blueprints,
in micron.
basically.
Exactly. Blueprints for platine, blueprints for
Measurements are in micron.
bridges. Yeah. All our technical
I can't read it, but I'll
made
take
in
your word
micron.
for it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And this was designed in like '58, and it's like a very detailed. Oh,
And you always have a.
oh, this is one piece. This is like one part.
It's a bridge. It's a.
It's a bridge over the minute counter.
Don't let me down now. Okay, fine.
Counter, wheel, cog.
Yeah,
Cog.
Cog.
There we go.
Cog.
It was a long day.
It was a very long day.
And you have
the
the-
video itself is running an hour and
The
20
extract
minutes so far.
archive.
Yeah.
So that you can also, as an individual person, find online on our website if you're interested in knowing
Really?
the year your
So
watch
just
was
put in your case
produced.
number and you'll get the extract
Yeah.
of archives? It'll
Yeah.
just generate it for you?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then that's obviously the end result when it
Oh, it looks
looks
brand new now.
You must know that when we restore a watch, all our watches need to go back to the client in the same state that it was sold in. So if over time, for example...
If the client asks for no work to be done on the dial and just a full service on the movement, would you...
Nothing will be done.
Okay,
If
Okay.
the customer always request always are the most important.
okay,
If,
okay. But if no requests are made, then just like you guys do
Original.
everything.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
if you want to
everything.
keep the same dial, the same damaged plexiglass dome,
That's fine.
you will come back in the same condition as it was sent.
Yeah.
And we look after only the part.
The
where it was-
indexes, whatever you want to keep.
Pretty
customer
cool.
choice.
Pretty cool.
But our own ethic is to give it back the same way it was sold.
Okay,
So if it was sold 75 years ago, it's going to be in the same state as 75 years ago.
okay. Yeah, it won't look like it was made 75 years ago.
Mm. And also, I didn't mention, but the reception
Mhm.
through which you walked in at the beginning, that's supposed to be the original entrance of the farm.
Okay, of the
Yeah,
Okay,
and
okay.
the windows you see there, you will see on all our pictures of the manufacturer, even when it was a workshop, they're still the original. They're just reinforced, and also the wood to hold the roof
yeah.
is original, just reinforced.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. The cracks are there and everything. I did not notice that.
So do you wish to go see the Atmos in the wall and the compass?
Yeah, why not? Can I video everything as well, or should I separate it? Or?
I think you should maybe separate.
All right, cool. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah.